I want people to enjoy what I do and understand what I'm doing is for their enjoyment. And that's all I can ask for.
Tonight, the life, saying goodbye, and celebrating the life of Regis.
Oh, no, I hate memory lane.
No.
You ever get somebody who jumps?
It's a woman!
The man who got us started in the morning for so many years.
His talent was being himself completely and making everybody else the star of the show.
And the one who made millionaires out of everyday people.
He's won $1 million!
The living history of TV.
That Regis Philbin Show.
In just one man. What did it take to get the chemistry so right?
No matter what, you don't let your partner fail. And he never let me fail.
His co-host through the years.
She's the one.
The more outrageous.
How are your hemorrhoids? Are you all right?
The more outrageous.
I called him a jerk. He called me one right back, and the sparks flew.
The moments you'll always remember that turned funny business into TV gold.
It's turning my arm!
Tonight, we're taking you back to where it all began.
Give me the dirt. What was Regis like as a kid?
And to his last interview ever with Jimmy Kimmel.
Regis, no one will ever be better at doing this than you. No one, never.
Tonight, to our favorite funny man, our friend, and even more, our family.
I've got a show to do.
We say farewell. Reporting now, Amy Robach.
It's Live with Regis and Kelly.
From Live, don't look at him! Wants to be a millionaire. His one-of-a-kind wit and warmth brought smiles to viewers for decades. A familiar and welcome household staple. Tonight, tributes are still pouring in for Regis Philbin after his death of natural causes at 88 years old on Friday. From David Letterman, Regis is in the same category as Carson, superlative. To his former co-host Kathy Lee Gifford, Regis, there will never be another. And the Philbin family expressing their gratitude for their time with him and his singular ability to make every day into something worth talking about. And for this broadcast, I was able to spend some time with the last person to sit side by side with Regis on the set of Live, his co-host of 11 years, Kelly Ripa.
Regis was a man with such youthful energy. What went through your mind when you heard the news?
There was a moment where I had this incredible hope that it was somehow misreported. I thought, oh, is he going to have a field day making fun of this story? Because it seemed like he was somebody that would be here forever.
When the news finally settled in, who did you think of first?
I thought of Joanna and JJ, his daughters, of course, Joy, whom he worshipped. Joy was everything to Regis, absolutely everything. And then my thought went to Kathy Lee. Those were Regis's women.
And now, here's Regis and Kathy Lee.
Hello, everybody. Let me get your umbrella for you, Mr. Philbin.
I love this.
And when 2020 celebrated his retirement in 2011 with the Katie Couric special, Regis revealed some of the secrets of his success, including a peek at a backstage routine that was virtually the same for nearly 3 decades.
I've got a show to do.
A preview of the day's tape package by 8:30.
Here we go. Roll it.
A newspaper delivery at 8:40, courtesy of his wardrobe consultant, Goldie.
And Goldie's here. His main
$7,000 a week. For what? For what?
And at 8:45, a read-in on the rundown by executive producer extraordinaire, Michael Gelman.
Oh my God, Gelman just walked in. He's never been this early, but I guess he heard Kelly was
I
here.
had extra camera time if I came early.
Yeah. Okay, what time is it?
30 seconds.
Now, here are Regis Philbin.
Then at 9 a.m. sharp, ready or not, Live went live. Unvarnished, unrehearsed, and unscripted.
What you're looking at here is guerrilla television.
You might say Regis put the real in reality TV.
Well, whatever reality we can make on our show, that to me is interesting, you know.
Bruno. How are you? Nice to see you.
And while on that farewell tour 2011, Regis took Katie out for lunch at his favorite Midtown Manhattan restaurant, Circo.
This is awfully good.
Where they discussed his storied career.
Grazie, Bruno.
Thank you.
After all, he'd been a ubiquitous presence on television for 50 years, shattering his own world record for the most time of anyone on the air. And in case you're keeping score, it now stands at 16,746.5 hours. From Sportscaster
John Huffnagel will be the quarterback when the Broncos take the field against the New York Jets Saturday night.
to news anchor
Today, the White House subpoena hearing is in court again.
to red carpet reporter.
Where'd you get this dress?
Well, I had this dress made just for this.
And how? Everything was...
I wanted to look like old Hollywood.
Is there anything you wish you had done that you haven't?
I wish I didn't have to wait till I was in my late 50s before the good part of my life started in this business. That's what I regret, that it was kind of a late start for me.
Long before he achieved morning glory, Regis hoped his star would shine in late night. But he spent years learning the ropes on local talk shows from San Diego to St. Louis.
And tomorrow I'll be lonesome, remembering
He thought he'd hit the jackpot in 1967 when he was asked to be the announcer on the Joey Bishop Show.
Regis Philbin.
And how great was that, hearing that a member of the Rat Pack was interested in talking to you as his sidekick?
Yeah, sidekick, yeah. Well, you know what happened? I walked in, and there was Joey in a sweater.
Of course.
Yeah, and he said, you know, I saw you last night. You've got a lot of talent. I said, really, Joey? What is my talent? I could never do that now, but I threw it right back, and all of a sudden, I had Joey on the defensive, thinking, what is his talent?
What were you thinking?
And I'm thinking, maybe I shouldn't have asked that, you know? But I said, well, this is going to be good. And he took his time, and he stood up, and he finally said, I'll tell you what your talent is. You are a great listener. I said, what? A great? That it?
This coat does something to you. I don't want you to wear it again.
He listened to Bishop's banter for 3 years, but competing against Johnny Carson was too tall an order.
Hi, everybody, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
When his dreams of late night faded, Regis was back to pounding the pavement in the daylight, taking jobs like hosting the Disney parade.
Are you still fantasizing?
It would take nearly 2 decades.
What?
A change of coasts,
Now you're talking.
and a series of co-hosts before just the right chemistry made Regis Philbin a reliable fixture on morning television.
You've got great legs, Reg. I really...
And once they meshed, it was magic.
I think you could stay another year.
And you know you've arrived when you're getting the Saturday Night Live treatment.
The wife had me put the tux on with the shoes and the cummerbund. I don't mind saying I look great.
But Regis's accidental star wouldn't just rise and shine in the morning. In 1999, he hit primetime prominence as host of the ABC juggernaut game show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
He just won $1 million.
When you watched him throughout the years, he made it all seem so effortless, and doing what he did is actually really hard work. What was his talent?
His talent was being himself completely and making everybody else the star of the show. That was his talent. And I think it was his genuine love and appreciation of people. He really was a people person.
Next, the chemistry and the co-hosts who got his goat and got the ratings.
I called him a jerk the first week we worked together, and he called me one right back, and the sparks flew.
For years, my kids thought that I was Regis's receptionist. They thought that I was his assistant.
Coming up. Once again, Amy Robach.
In the book of dynamic comedy duos, you'll find Abbott and Costello, Martin and Lewis, Lucy and Ricky, and Regis Philbin with just about anybody who sits beside him.
Did you ever get somebody who jumps
It's a
in?
woman!
And the line is!
A class photo of his former co-host is a collection of leading ladies who learned from the best. The morning maestro himself.
I think I learned from Regis to be authentic on camera.
With his co-host Sarah Purcell, Regis would strike TV gold in a segment called Host Chat.
What is this you're wearing? This looks like early Daniel Boone.
It would be his secret sauce for the next 3 decades.
Exactly my thoughts.
Okay.
Regis regaling his co-host with tales from events of the night before.
Well, last night I went up to Yankee Stadium with some friends. Derek Jeter, first pitch, bang, hits a home run.
No writers and no holds barred.
The whole monologue at the beginning is about what you did the night before, so you don't talk about any of that ahead of time. And it worked. It absolutely worked.
There is something about working with Regis. You really have to expose your personal life. I mean, you talk about everything.
John had a terrible cold, so I don't
Oh, the weakest excuse I've ever heard of my John had a cold, and they couldn't talk about marriage?
It was 1980, and his morning brash got the attention of network brass. NBC wanted him, and he wanted Mary Hart.
Mary, how are you? Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, and it's
I'm walking down Rodeo Drive, and I see a camera crew up the street. I walk by, and all of a sudden, Regis Philbin stands up, interrupts what he's doing, and he goes, "She's the one."
The Regis Philbin show got canceled after just 7 months, but for Mary, it was the chance of a lifetime.
right here, you know, as Mary steps here, and boom, and she's out that window.
He had left this booming, popular show locally to go to the network, and then the rug was pulled out completely from both of us, and I lucked out. I'm Mary Hart for Entertainment Tonight. They came to talk to me about what it feels like to be on a show that's canceled. Great. And the next day they offered me a job. I think he held it against me for a very long time.
Regis moved back to local TV, this time in the Big Apple, trying to find the next big break.
Thank you very much. Hello.
He worked with Cindy Garvey and then Ann Abernathy. But in 1985, the maestro met his match. The result? TV dynamite.
Here comes Kathy Lee Johnson.
I put on my sneakers and did the run because I was still doing Good Morning America at the time, and came in all breathless. And
is this the way it's going to be every morning?
I called him a jerk the first week we worked together, and he called me one right back pretty much, and the sparks flew.
Even New York City couldn't contain the fire. On September 5th, 1988, Regis would go national once again, and this time, the shtick would stick.
By the way, I haven't asked you in a while. How are your hemorrhoids? Are you all right? I think in a weird way, if you hate reality television today, you sort of have to blame Reg and myself for that, because we were the first ones that I know of that ever got paid to talk about their lives for a living. You've been wanting to do this for 13 years, haven't you?
This is as close as you're going to ever get, believe me when I tell you.
It seems so real that people actually thought Regis and Kathy Lee were married.
Is she cute? Is she a doll? She my woman.
Even now, after 11 years of not being with him anymore professionally, Regis will announce his presence as he's coming through the door. That's right, Regis is here. That's right, the king, Regis. Yes, and look who's here. She won't leave me alone.
You know, people very often called me Kathy Lee because we happened to resemble each other. And people would see him with a redhead and think it was, of course, Kathy Lee.
Yesterday we had one of our many crises.
Oh, you mean because we were not speaking?
And we...
The most frequent substitute co-host from 1975 on was Joy Philbin, who shared a lot more than a stage with Regis.
Women have asked me if I have had to deal with any jealousies, because after all, he does spend a lot of time with very beautiful, very smart women. We have been married so long that those worries have sort of dissipated.
No funny business with his co-host, but Regis still managed to create a whole lot of funny.
Oh my gosh, one of my favorites was we were the first ones to put on those sumo wrestling outfits. And I screamed.
Where does the tweet come? I mean, the distance.
The distance?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
You know, the space.
Space bar!
Regis's last live co-host was Kelly Ripa, who landed the role when she was a soap star, working across the street from the live set.
You get your first job hosting in television, sitting next to Regis Philbin. What did you learn from Regis over the years?
I think my biggest takeaway from the 11 years that I shared with him was that you have to be yourself. You cannot be one person on camera and a different person once the audience is gone. You have to be who you are. And no matter what, you don't let your partner fail. And he never let me fail.
You had 2 of your 3 children while you were on the show sitting next to Regis. This amazing footage of Regis babysitting your kids. When you watch that footage back, what goes through your mind?
I got particularly emotional when we saw those clips. There was a moment where Regis is brushing Lola's teeth and she's staring at him. And he said, "You're a genteel little lady."
Yeah, you're a genteel little woman, you understand?
And it was the way he spoke to her very softly. And I was like, that's the father of daughters.
What did you do last night? I know you bathed the kids, you went to bed. That's nice.
The Halloween shows that you all put on were legendary, to say the least. What was that like?
No matter what, if we were Mary-Kate and Ashley, no matter who we were, Regis was always Regis.
Yes. Is that a yes or is that a no?
It didn't matter if he was wearing a wig and a dress. He never broke from Regis. Even when he tried to, if he was, somebody from the Jersey Shore, he was still Regis.
And what a night I had last night.
You were everywhere.
And Regis really had this unique ability to draw you in. He would tell a story. You would be on the edge of your seat. You would think, and then Regis is going to save the day. And then he would flip the story on its head, and he would be his own foil in the story.
Finally, I couldn't stand it anymore. I stood up and George said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm to the bathroom, George."
It was just magic.
Thanks, everybody.
Next, a Bronx cheer. Back where his showbiz dreams began, he wasn't batting 1,000 then.
He did it!
Coming up. We continue with Regis Philbin, the Morning Maestro.
It was an unlikely and late rise to stardom for Regis Philbin, and in 2011, he took Katie Couric back to where it all started.
Regis is back! It's me, Regis. Make sure Regis is in focus. Yes, it's good to see Regis again.
You know what they say.
Hi, honey, how you doing?
You can take the boy out of the Bronx, but...
Hi, baby, how are you? How are things on Kruger Avenue? Do you miss me at all? Yes.
Around here,
God bless, man.
Regis is royalty.
Okay. This is now Regis Philbin Avenue. That's Regis Philbin.
Cool?
Look at that. I love that guy.
And everywhere we went,
hey, how you doing?
Everyone loved seeing Regis. Nice puppy. Well, almost everyone.
Hi, baby. How are you? Want to play ball? Oh, yeah.
He was raised on Kruger Avenue during the Depression, on the bottom floor of a 2-family home.
The house used to be right here.
Oh.
And here was where Regis sat in his baby carriage.
Really?
Take a look. Hey, Regis. Isn't he
Look
cute?
at that cute
He's
little
adorable,
baby.
that Regis.
So they paved Paradise and they put up the parking lot, huh?
Honest to God.
Regis says neither his dad, a first-generation Irish-American and Marine, nor his mom, an Italian-American full-time housewife, had any inkling of their son's guilty pleasure.
I was afraid to tell them that I used to stay in this house, 6 years old, tune in WNEW, which was the key radio station in New York City, and every night at 9:30, Bing Crosby would have a half hour of songs. I thought he was my friend after a while, and we had not a date, but it was time to spend 30 minutes with Bing every bloody night.
What were some of the songs?
Every time it rains, it rains. If you listen to the words, pennies from heaven, don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven.
It wasn't until years later, on graduation day at his beloved Notre Dame, that Regis finally fessed up to his showbiz dream.
And I said, come on, Mom, I'm going to tell you now exactly what I'm going to do. And they were all excited. So we walked to the music hall, opened the door, and I sang Penance from Heaven. And as I was singing, I could see my sainted mother, her eyes with tears in them.
But not tears of joy.
And no tears of joy. And my father, a tough Irish guy who was a boxer, was a Marine, I could see that he wanted to punch me. I could see these things.
But back in the Bronx at Mac's Candy Store, he was a hit.
D. Martin, Guy Mitchell, he did them all.
And inseparable from childhood friends Ed the Tank Treratola and Tom Freakin' Finelli.
Freakin' Finelli.
Yeah, nicknames for everybody.
Now, what you guys have to tell me, give me the dirt. What was Regis like as a kid?
Was Regis? He was a sex maniac.
There wasn't much chance of that, especially since these former altar boys were always under the watchful eyes of the Sisters of Our Lady of Solace, who gazed from on high.
Sister Mary Francis.
And Regis just told me the nuns stood on the roof.
They watched, right.
They watched every move we made.
Gave us hell the next day.
Now here's where Freakin' hangs out.
When they weren't hanging out at the candy store, they were at Conti's, a bakery that's been here for 90 years.
But how could the Bronx make the best Boston cream pie?
Oh, wait till you taste it.
Please.
That's delicious.
And it's where Tank confessed he had some show business aspirations of his own.
Listen, he wanted to be the singer, I wanted to be a comedian.
We could have been Martin and Lewis if you listened to me. You watch me, Katie Couric.
Martin maybe, but definitely not Mantle.
He did it! This is embarrassing in front of Katie Couric.
All right, here we go.
That's it for you, Katie.
Oh, while you're ahead.
Yeah, you bet.
We then headed to his alma mater, Cardinal Hayes High School.
I think it had a great influence on me. And not only was it religious, but it was very disciplinarian as well.
And while he may have minded his P's and Q's, Regis admits he wasn't pulling A's and B's.
Well, I was not a great student. I really wasn't.
Average?
Yeah, average, just average, but I wanted to be Bing Crosby. Look at this over here.
And despite his passion for singing, he told us he never once graced the Cardinal Hayes stage, which ironically was named in his honor last year.
Don't tell me I don't think about it, and I've been in that auditorium a few times now, and I've told Father here what it was like for me to go in there, and they would have their own reviews and their plays and musical things, and here I was dying to, but I just thought, what is my talent?
What, you just didn't have enough self-confidence?
Exactly.
I'd love to see it.
This is the way it looked like when I was a student. Go ahead, Bill.
The entire graduating class of 2012 decided to surprise their famous alum. Regis established a scholarship program here, making it possible for 5 students to attend Cardinal Hayes every year.
I just wanted to personally thank you for the help the scholarship that you had given my parents and myself. It has helped us significantly, and I just want to thank you for everything that you have done for me, for other students, and for the school in general. Thank you.
One thing that I'd like to pass on to all of you is what I told Katie outside, that how sorry I am that I didn't participate in something that I wanted to be a part of. Could have learned it here. And if any of you have any of those dreams, and you're doubtful that you have the ability or the talent to fulfill that dream, you know, don't be frightened by it. Just dive in. So it thrills me to come back here. It thrills me to see all of you guys. I'm very proud of you, believe it or not. And pursue your dream. I know that's an old hackneyed saying in my business, but whatever you want to be, you're good enough to be. And you know why? Because you're a Hayes man. Thanks, guys.
Now that's a Bronx cheer.
Thank you, buddy. Hey, how you doing?
next.
The next clip I put in the category of get it while you can.
Uh-oh.
We're going to the screening room.
No, you kiss me over here.
The stories behind some of his favorite TV memories and yours.
Next!
When we return. Once again, Amy Robach.
It's Live with Regis and Kelly.
In 28 years, there have been snakes.
I'm not kidding. It's hurting my arm.
And shots.
Don't look at him.
The Macarena and milking. Pies and pedicures.
Not too close.
Stop it! You're making me nervous.
With thousands of hours of merriment and just plain mayhem.
I just want to see.
Selecting some favorite moments is no easy task.
Isn't this nice?
But with a little popcorn, Katie Couric was up for the challenge.
Do I see popcorn?
Yep, popcorn.
Uh-huh.
We're going to take a little trip down memory lane here, Regis.
No, I hate memory lane.
No. We put together some clips from, I think, some of your favorite moments.
Okay.
One of them is that time you convinced Johnny Carson to give you a tour of the Tonight Show set.
A rare appearance for Johnny anywhere other than the Tonight Show.
Well, let's see. Let's take a look at this tour because it's very...
I picked this one. I think it's a great moment for me.
Hi, Johnny. Johnny, it's me, Regis.
You've been reduced to this.
Sure, you want to see Johnny Star? Come on. We got Johnny here, the king. Boy, is this nice. And then you get the, sometimes you get the pencil.
Don't touch anything, Regis.
No. There's the clock right there.
Okay, Regis, time's up.
We just seemed to hit it off just so well.
You had a little bromance with Johnny Carson.
He was one of the idols of our time.
Now we have a clip of your grandson, William Xavier, his first visit to the set of Live. This was in 2008.
Okay, you asked for him, and now here he
nice
comes.
Pants.
Parents, Mr.
Why am I wearing
red
pants?
Here's Mr. Trouble, William Xavier.
Oh my God, look at him.
Let's see how much William Xavier looks like his grandfather. Here we go.
Most grandparents have their little brag book with their photos of their grandkids, and you get to tell millions of people about your grandkid.
I don't want to make a pest out of myself.
I think people feel like you're a member of their family, don't you think?
I hope so. That's what the show really is all about.
Now, this was your first show after you'd gotten triple bypass surgery.
Yes.
And Dave came on. It was very funny.
Look, Regis, don't be a hero. If you need to lie down, Kelly and I, we can finish up here. This is good. A couple of heart patients. This isn't a TV show. This is a recovery room, ladies and gentlemen. As long as I've known Regis, he's always said yes. He's always been a friend. He's always helped when we needed him. He's always gone above and beyond. And I've always felt like the balance was completely out of whack.
After your bypass, did you suffer from depression at all? Because a lot of people do.
It gave me pause to think, you know, you're not indestructible and you're not going to be around forever. Yeah, you're very thankful that you went through it and it worked out.
Now we've got some of my favorite clips, Regis.
Uh-oh.
And one thing I always admired about you was that you were always on the cutting edge of the latest technology. You helped introduce people to new gizmos
See, I don't know
and
if you're
gadgets.
kidding or not.
And let's take a look.
Now there is a revolution in communications industry. Now you can send a card, a newspaper, a whole book on a fax machine for the price of a telephone call.
Rich, they've been around for a long time now. Why are you just now getting excited about fax machines?
Let me ask you something. How many people here heard about fax machines before this show?
You're embarrassing.
Where's my whip?
How embarrassing.
You did not! You're just doing that to aggravate me!
You have a cell phone at least?
Yeah, but I never use it. I don't
Really?
even know what the number is.
Really?
Yeah.
But you use a computer, right, Regis?
No.
No?
No.
Really?
No. I don't.
Wow.
I need it. You got to sit there and type something out on a computer. It's ridiculous. It really is, and you know it.
Okay. One thing I noticed as I took my little trip down your memory lane.
My memory lane.
You like to show off the bod, Regis.
Oh, no, I don't really. What is it? What are we watching here? I'm taking off my pants now? Oh, God. With the long
Anything
socks.
for a laugh,
With
right,
the long
Regis?
socks. And still got the pants on my shoes. Somebody help Regis. Oh, my God. Stop with that.
Can you believe you did this? Oh, and just recently, Regis,
Oh, this is with Snoozy, whatever her name is.
Snooky.
And she's saying, take your shirt off.
Look at you.
Oh, for God. See what age does to you?
I think you look pretty darn good.
Oh, my.
You are the big 8-0, Regis, and look at you.
Anyway.
Next! Next!
All right, now, the next clip I put in the category of get it while you can.
Uh-oh. God only knows what this is. No, you kiss me over here. Oh, this is my old trick. Come on, Alicia.
You won't go to jail,
We'll make him real jealous. We'll make him real jealous. Regis's big thrill.
You and Alicia Keys, Regis.
They all come sooner or later to Regis.
Now we have a moment. The last big goodbye on Live was when Kathy Lee left.
Oh, yeah.
And this is quite touching, I think.
Little song I wanted to sing to you that kind of sums up my feelings and all of our feelings about you. Thanks for the memory. You've been a lifelong pal, boosted my morale, got me enjoy a hefty discount, cruising carnival. The room was small. Thanks for the memory of all the fun and tears through all the years and years. Our hosts chat every day. Now you're on your way. Forget it all, but please recall I love you so much.
So sweet.
It was
Next scene.
Next, from one millionaire maestro to another.
The return of the king.
Regis's last TV interview with Jimmy Kimmel.
Regis, before we wrap it up, I have a question for $25,000.
Yeah.
Some final answers when we return.
When Regis Philbin became the host of the first U.S. game show with the $1 million top prize, his presence helped launch a phenomenon.
He just won $1 million!
And just this past March, in what would be his final television interview, he spoke to the host of the brand new version of the show and devoted fan, Jimmy Kimmel.
Here he comes. I was the one who did this years ago.
I remember.
You don't remember.
I do.
The king has returned. The return of the king.
How are you?
How are you?
Good to see
Gosh, you look fantastic.
So do you.
How are you doing?
I wish I had that.
Yeah, I could put one on you.
Oh, I bet you can.
Shall we take a look at the set? Let's do it.
Okay.
Well, Regis Philbin.
Look at this.
This is it.
They did it very well.
They did a nice job.
Nice job, yeah.
It would make for a beautiful living room, I think, for, for someone. We've got the panels, chairs, we've got the questions.
Wow.
We've got the dollar signs. You've even still got the shiny tie, which makes me feel good.
That's right.
Yeah.
And look up there. That's a... Oh, and here, too.
Yeah. You want to go sit? Shall we have a little chat? You look good, Regis. You're very trim.
Now, which one is you?
I think I'm over there, and you're right here.
Right.
Mark. I'm very happy to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. It's been actually years.
You don't call me anymore?
Well...
That tie is kind. Is that one of the classic Regis ties? Can we look at the back and see what's going on there?
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, that says...
What is it?
I think it says Mario Cuomo on it. No, that is not a Regis tie, yeah. So I imagine you must have a closet full of those.
I do. I really do.
Can I have one of them?
You're kidding.
Will you send me one?
I will.
Okay, good.
I will.
All right. And then I'll send you a shoe or something.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I could use that.
You built this house. This is...
I'm looking around and I'm seeing a lot of people and a lot of things that are here now.
It's like being inside a slot machine. Regis, no one will ever be better at doing this than you. No one, never.
Didn't seem too sure about that one, but you nailed it. Now that's funny, come on.
And I'm not just being false humble by saying that. It's true. Really? You're the best. And that's why people love this show. I mean, it's a great game, but Regis is the reason. You really were such a great host of this show, thinking on your feet, making people feel comfortable, and really, more than anything, recognizing that this could be a life-changing experience for a lot of these people. Did you ever feel the gravity of that? Somebody coming in and winning or losing?
Yes, I did.
A huge amount of money?
A lot of them did that, too.
Yeah.
This is 21 years ago.
Right, that's a long time ago.
I loved doing the show. Final answer? Final answer? Is that your final answer?
When you're at a restaurant, or do they ask you if that's your final answer when you order something?
Once in a while.
Yeah.
But that's gotten older. You know, nobody says that anymore.
People don't say it anymore. We love you, Regis.
You're a great guy.
You too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, a legend on his legacy.
What I'll miss most after all these years is...
When we come back.
In 2011, on the day before Regis's last morning co-hosting live, Katie Couric gave the preeminent TV host a little pop quiz.
So, Regis, the personnel department at the network asked me to conduct your exit interview. So let's get started, shall we?
My exit interview, okay.
To what extent do you agree or disagree with each of the following? 1, I had a clear understanding of my roles and responsibilities.
I agree with that.
I had the opportunity to enhance my job skills.
Well, of course, after 28 years, I think I did it a little better than before.
Finish these sentences. I'm the happiest when
When I'm entertaining people.
I'm the most miserable when
Oh my gosh. When I feel like I haven't been successful in something I've undertaken. I really feel badly about it.
What worries me the most is
maybe having spent too much time working and not enough time enjoying life.
I hope to be remembered most for
17,000 hours in front of a television camera. Is that enough for you?
That works.
The definition of maestro is a master of an art. And Regis Philbin made his unique brand of television an art form all its own.
It's just the thought of you.
Tell me what you think Regis's legacy will be.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard to measure Regis's legacy because I still think of him as still here. I think that Regis's legacy is his contribution to humanity in terms of it's just okay to be yourself. And also, I think his love of people will also be his legacy. He just loved people, and he just wanted to be a part of it. He wanted to be a part of something, and he never let any of it go to his head. So I guess his ultimate legacy is his humility.
What I'll miss most after all these years is...
Oh, the excitement of walking out, you know, hearing some applause and knowing that the audience is there and they're on your side and they want to be entertained and you can do that for them. It's nice to know.
The very thought of you, I love.